Hello and welcome to another planning appeal case study video. I'm John Peters, and in this video I'm going to explain how we overcame a recent refusal by Bristol City Council for one of our clients. This planning appeal was to overcome the refusal for a new dwelling with a garage that was refused by the local authority Bristol City Planning Department. Our client was initially booked in for a free no obligation consultation to run through the refusal reasons that have been used by Bristol City Council and to evaluate if an appeal was viable or if an alternative option would be best suited for their circumstances. The free no obligation consultation, which took around 15 minutes, found that this case was viable for appeal to the Planning Inspectorate, taking the decision process away from Bristol City Council Planning Department. This case was refused by Bristol City Council for the following reasons. The proposed extension to the terrace fails to contribute positively towards local character and its distinctiveness by nature of its positioning, height, scale, massing within the side garden on number 14, which would uncharacteristically introduce build form on this corner. This intrusion would result in significant disruption to the common building line along the road and would fail to respond to the local pattern of development, where build form is uniformly set back from the road. The development would therefore harm the character of the area, contrary to the requirements of the policy. The Planning Inspector is in this case identified the main reasons for the case were the perceived effect on the proposal on the character and appearance of the area. The property itself is an end of terrace dwelling with a spacious corner plot located on a short cul-de-sac that is lined by semi-detached and terrace properties, all of a similar appearance. The inspector further said the development would extend the existing terrace by a single dwelling. When viewed from the front, the appearance of the proposed dwelling would largely match properties in the existing terrace in terms of mass, scale, materials and height. Importantly, the new dwelling would be clad and have the local distinctive mansard roof shape. In this regard, the proposal would be sensitive to the prevailing architectural style. As part of the decision, the Planning Inspector stated that their attention is drawn to two neighbourhood plans. The appeal property is within the Hengrove and Whitchurch Park neighbourhood planning area. However, the policies of this neighbourhood development plan focuses on the park regeneration area and therefore are not directly relevant to this proposal. This aside, policies of the neighbouring development plan seek good design, and I find the proposal is consistent with that aim for the reasons already stated. The inspector also stated that their attention is also drawn to the national planning policy framework. With regards to this, the proposal would develop underutilised land in a manner that would not harm the prevailing character of the area. In this respect, it would be well designed and would be an effective use of land. These matters have support in both national and local policy. As a small site, the development could be built quickly and would contribute to the supply of mixed and much needed homes in the Bristol area. It is also in a built-up area with local services and reasonable access to public transport. The proposal accords with the framework with regards to these matters and weighs in favour of the development. I often find proposed new dwellings like these are usually fairly contentious cases where many neighbours tend to object. And when I look at these cases, I often find myself thinking, if they were able to do this, would they be objecting? It often brings me to question the motive of the objectors and ultimately the refusal by the local authority. Many of you who have similar refusals are repeatedly stating that you've had little or no correspondence throughout the application process. And the first thing you knew was receiving the refusal notice from the council, and in some cases when you received a letter from ourselves. We completely understand that the planning process can be very frustrating, the costs involved, the time it takes and so on. But do remember, we deal with this on a daily basis for others just like yourself. With planning appeals, experience matters. Our specialist appeal team, who handle over 2.5% of all planning appeals in England and Wales that are currently produced, are submitted, start by producing a comprehensive and robust appeal statement. And in this specific case, it was 29 pages, or just over 6,000 words. It's important to detail in an appeal statement where the local authority failed in their assessment of the case and how and where possible both local and national policies apply in favour of the appeal. Additionally, if possible, bringing in similar cases that the Planning Inspectorate found in favour of at appeal. Obviously, with the back catalogue we have of wins, we're able to use these cases and what the inspector said in them as additional argument to support the case we are working on. Once an appeal statement is completed, we send the document to our client, asking them to check that they are happy for us to submit the case. If we need to add any additional information that the client may have forgotten previously to supply, it's done at this point and the case is then submitted. It is vitally important that all the documents and responses are submitted on time throughout the process, as failure to do so will result in an appeal not being successful, something we hear about often when people attempt an appeal for the first time. Always ensure you use a professional who has considerable experience of appeals. It is worth asking them for some recent successful planning appeal case studies like you'll find on our website. Due to the large number of cases we represent, we have a dedicated team that liaises with the Planning Inspectorate on a daily basis. For this appeal, an independent planning inspector from the Planning Inspectorate visited the site on the 8th of October, and we are pleased to confirm that the appeal was upheld and the permission granted in a 6-page appeal decision notice. If you'd like to find out if we can help you with your planning appeal, complete our online form on our website, www.planningappealsuk.com, and our UK support team will arrange for a free, no obligation consultation with one of our planning appeal assessment professionals. Thank you for taking the time to watch this planning appeal case study video, and I look forward to producing another one very shortly. Thanks a lot and bye for now.